What is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is I want to talk to you guys about a recent article that I read, which link will be in the description below, where on July 14th, Apple possibly may be refreshing their iPod lineup, but it doesn't seem to be drastic. I mean, as I spoke in one of my videos a couple weeks ago, where I was thinking, you know, there's a slight chance that the iPod line may go out, may be gone, but at the same time, it might not be. Because you can still find the iPod section, just not on the main page. You kind of have to dig around a little bit on Apple's website in order to find the iPod lineup, but yeah, eventually they might do away with those, but you never know. There could be a surprise. And this refresh that is rumored, it's supposed to be like additional colors for the iPods, or maybe with the iPod Touch having a newer processor in there. So if this is actually going to happen, then technically Apple is not going to do away with the iPod line just yet. And you never know, maybe they may upgrade some of the devices. Maybe they'll drop the iPod Shuffle and the iPod Nano, but still keep the iPod Touch right there. Just so people that can't get a phone or a tablet still has, you know, an MP3 player or a device that's kind of like a smartphone, but without the phone capabilities, with the iOS capabilities as well. And I don't know, because the iPod section, you don't hear too many people talk about them a lot. And there's not a lot of people that have iPods, because what's the purpose for them to get iPods or MP3 players if they have a phone? Now, at the same time, there are still some people out there who don't have smartphones. They still have, I don't know, maybe a basic phone or a feature phone, but you know, something that's not really meet up to the modern standards, because there are some people who don't like changes, therefore they stick with whatever they have. I mean, I still know people who use flip phones right now, and they don't want to switch to a smartphone. They want something simple and that works for just calling and texting. And for a flip phone, texting is okay. The problem is you have to push those keys, and then since, you know, those mostly have the keypads and you're trying to text, you have to click like the same key a certain amount of times just to get to the right letter, and then you move on into the next space, enter in another letter, versus, you know, doing it on a smartphone or phones with QWERTY keyboards. All you have to do is just type the letters out and just touch them, and you can do it either in landscape mode or portrait. So basically, the iPod line doesn't seem to be going out just yet. When are they going to go out? I have no idea. Will Apple keep them forever? I have no idea. But you know, if Apple is not really going to upgrade the iPod line a lot, and they're basically just doing minor changes, then we're pretty much guaranteed that eventually Apple's going to do away with the iPod lineup. But at the same time, they wouldn't do that technically, because that was like one of the key devices, one of the sets of key devices, as I should say it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But basically, when the first iPod came out and Steve Jobs announced it, everybody was excited about it. He even mentioned how thin it was, and it was like about this thick. Then you see iPods that are this thin, and then the iPod Touch is just razor thin. So you look at the first iPod right now, the very first one, that thing's fat. It was that thick, like this. I mean, if you guys don't know what it looks like, Google it or look it up on Google, and you'll see how big that thing was. It was like the iPod Classic, but with a plastic front panel, with the click wheel, and it used FireWire. And they actually had two separate versions, one specifically for Mac, one specifically for Windows. And then now, if you try to sync between the operating systems, all you have to do is change the format, or let iTunes change the format, and you can sync it with that particular computer. So yeah, the iPod lineup is definitely not going to go away anytime soon. When is it going to go away? Like I said, I have no idea, but well, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that this was a good move for Apple to make? Do you think that this rumor should come true, or do you think it should not come true? I mean, I'd like to see what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also, check the description below for my social media links, Twitter and Instagram. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.